I'm here with John McGwire of Olympus, who's going to show us some of their very cool underwater housings, both consumer and high-end. You have a new one right here that you're going to show us. It's in the E4. It has an E410 inside it. Why would you want the smaller one?
Well, for portability mainly. When you go scuba diving, you have a lot of gear. And one of the things that we try to do is make things as small as possible and as light as possible so that the traveler can take them wherever they're going. So we've designed the new housing a lot smaller than the last generation housings, mainly to the point where you can actually handle it with one hand when you're in the water. It also has features of adaptability because each person wants to take the shot that they envision, and so we've put a lot of attachments on there so that in essence you can change this flash unit, position it wherever you want, whether you want to capture a live wide shot or if you want to get down into a macro shot. Very easy to do while you're in the water. The short arms are also designed the same way. You'll see some that have very wide wings on it. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to get something ability again for handling it, especially when you're in the deep water. You want to have the ability to work on with your regulator or work with any of your other scuba equipment, because obviously you have to pay attention to that as well. So this allows you to be able to do your photography with one hand and handle your life-saving equipment with the other hand.
Now, of course, one of the differences with this particular line of cameras is that it has a live view mode.
Yes.
So you don't only have to peer through here, you can actually look
yes,
here at this big...
Normally, with the other SLRs, you would have to use the optical viewfinder. Underwater, you have a mask on, and that gets very difficult.
Right.
So what the live view gives you the opportunity to do is you can use the LCD screen and frame your shot. So just like the advantage of with the camera by itself that has the live view, there's advantages underwater. So that with the mask, you can actually position your shot this way. If you do want to get in to make sure it's exactly what you want, you can, but then you can also get back, control your buoyancy, and then take your shot, all looking at it right here. So the live view is a scuba diver's best friend.
Do I see that you can pop the flash up right here? Or?
Yes, you can.
In the bill.
One of the best things about the Olympus housings is that we've designed them specifically for each camera, so that every single function of the camera is available to the photographer, even underwater. Whether you want to change some of the ISO settings, some of the other manual settings, the flash settings, and popping up the flash.
That's really
Everything
cool.
that you can do above ground, you can easily do below in the water. Most importantly, your shutter button is very responsive,
right,
especially if you have gloves on underwater. So there's no problem at all to focus this and use your shutter button. So,
and if I don't want to use this big flash, you can actually take this all
yes,
apart, and it's really small at that point.
The whole system is very modular, just like the land cameras. Underwater, there's different size flashes. There's different size ports.
Yeah, let's talk about this really beautiful thing over here. I'll move
Sure.
this over here for now.
In some situations under the water, this is not the correct lens to use if you've got a particular shot in mind.
Right.
So we have a fisheye lens. And in essence, it's maintenance the same way that the other lenses are. You just take it from the body. It's threaded with the O-ring for the sealant, and you would just do this above water, obviously. Take off that lens, and you can put this lens on.
And so this is the large version of essentially this
Yes.
little guy on the front of this 7 to 14 millimeter.
Yeah, exactly. And underwater, again, one of the most important things is the wide-angle shots.
Right.
It's just a better way to take a picture underwater.
Okay.
And this allows, it knows it's underwater. In essence, it works with the lens. And so when you put it into a scene mode,
the underwater scene mode.
Yeah, there's actually a few underwater scene modes, so that if you are a beginner, because a lot of people like this camera, it's a great beginner SLR.
Right.
And so you don't have to lose the ability of the beginning camera when you're underwater. You put it in a scene mode for underwater, you put on the correct lenses, and the camera can really help you take a great shot.
Now the price just on this right here though is fairly expensive. It's a little bit pricey.
Expensive is relative to the sport. Scuba diving is obviously an expensive sport, but
right.
This is very competitive in the market. This retails for about $1,000 for this port, and we have various ones in different price ranges. Again, depending on how much you want to expand the photography skills that you're doing.
And then the price on this setup over here.
Well, again, this setup is custom made, but what you start with is a body of about $1,000, and then each of the lenses are, in the hundreds, depending on what style you want. Okay. And you would match the style of the port to what type of lens you have for your camera.
Okay. So, but then you have another way to get into underwater photography, a little bit less expensively.
Yes. Olympus has a full line of products from the high-end SLR through to the point and shoot camera, and actually our new cameras now, they can go underwater without a housing. The Stylus 770 SW is our newest one. This can go down to 33 feet by itself.
Right.
It also includes the scene modes, so that if you're, again, a beginner, you put it in the underwater scene modes, and you can take this down and frame some beautiful shots. It color balances correctly. It takes the light in consideration when you're underwater, and it's a perfect camera for underwater use. This one also is crush-proof, and it's shock-proof, so that if you're underwater, you can put it inside your wetsuit. If it gets banged, no problem. And then when you come above the water, it actually has a coating on the lens. The water just comes right off. So right away, you can come out of the water, you can be sitting on the boat or at the beach, and there's no water on the lens at all. You can start taking shots above the water.
And that's good for all snorkeling depths, but if you wanted to go deeper, you'd also have this.
This again goes to 33 feet.
Okay, tell me about that other one there.
The next one is a true scuba diving camera. This goes down to 40 feet, 40 meters.
All right.
So it's also is threaded lens barrel, so that if you have a macro shot in mind, a real close-up shot, you can get a lens attachment for it, put it on here, even underwater,
right.
And then you can put it in the underwater macro mode and get real close on a shot.
And then you have the LCD on the back there too.
Yes, as with all of our point and shoots, there is an LCD, so you don't need a viewfinder.
Right.
So again, when you have a mask on underwater, you can frame your shot very easily by looking through the LCD. And we've even designed a lens cover here so that the glare from the sun, especially in the tropical environments, not a problem at all.
Right.
You can boost up your LCD size and brightness, so even underwater, not a problem.
And what's the price of this housing, for example?
This housing is in the $350 range.
And I also see that there's a flash on here that that you can mount a flash here.
Yes, one of the challenges underwater is there's different lighting conditions necessary depending on the shot you're looking for. So this housing itself can handle most lighting situations. But if you're in a deeper water or in a cave where you want to get in a little bit more lighting, Olympus has designed a brand new electronic flash for the PT series. Very simply to do. There's a cold shoe here, which gets mounted right here. There's a fiber optic cable that comes in, and actually they work in sync. It's TTL'd so that the Olympus camera can talk to the flash, and then it'll understand where you are in your shot, and you take great shots. This also has the ability to be positioned to point it to exactly where you want for a wide angle shot.
And this is brand new right now, right?
Brand new from Olympus. It'll be out this spring, late spring, early summer, and it's a great addition to this PT series. Gives you the ability to get into a lot more shots with some difficult lighting situations. So again, a great thing for underwater photography.
All right. Well, thanks very much, John. That's Olympus's underwater system. It looks pretty comprehensive.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.